Members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) loyal to the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike this Wednesday resolved that the national chairman of the party Iyorchia Ayu should resign to pave way for an acting national chairman of a southern Nigerian extraction to ensure equity, justice and unity in the party.
All is not well with the country's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as the campaign for the 2023 general elections in Nigeria is set to kick off in the next few days. In spite of the vote of confidence passed on the Dr. Iyorchia Ayu-led national executive of the party, PDP members who are sympathetic to the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike insisted Ayu must go. Speaking at the meeting held at the country home of Governor Nyesom Wike, which had in attendance founding members of the party, governorship candidates, former governors, ministers and leaders of the party from across the country, the former deputy national chairman of the party, Olabode George, says their position is not negotiable, noting that Ayu's continued stay in office undermines the constitution and unity of the party.
Senator Iyorchia Ayu resigns as the national chairman of the party for an acting chairman of Southern Nigerian extraction to emerge and lead the party on the national campaign. Consequently, we resolve not to participate in the campaign council in whatever capacity until the resignation of Dr. Iyorchia Ayu.
They accused Iyorchia Ayu of compromise, especially the role he played in the conduct of the party's May 28th and 29th presidential primaries.
For the national chairman, Senator Iyorchia Ayu, to go and embrace Tambuwal, calling him the hero of the convention, which means there was a private arrangement that was done with Tambuwal to shortchange other contestants, including Governor Wike. And here was a referee who now helped one of the sides to score a goal and then blew the whistle that a goal has been scored. This is not what we formed the PDP to do for Nigerians. And therefore, we unequivocally ask that Ayu has to step down.
PDP members also point out their support for Wike, not because he lost the presidential primaries, but because of equity and justice in the party.
You cannot build on a faulty foundation. Therefore, this call for the chairman to step down or resign is not because any of us is aggrieved, but because we believe it is important to ensure a fair structure, a just structure, a principled structure, a constitutional structure for the party. If we want to restructure Nigeria, we should have the courage to restructure our party.
It is believed that with the crisis among the PDP family, it could be a setback for the PDP in its quest to win the next general elections.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, says he or anyone cannot make Iyorchia Ayu, national chairman of the party, resign his position. The former vice president said this in reaction to the demand by allies of Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, who said they would not participate in the campaign of Abubakar until Ayu leaves office. Reading out the communique after a meeting of Wike's allies in Port Harcourt, capital city of Rivers, PDP chieftain Bode George said the campaign council list released by the party, which has the name of Wike, is putting the cart before the horse. The demand that Ayu resigns is a demand by Wike as a condition for peace in the party. But in a statement on Wednesday, Atiku said he is surprised by the withdrawal of Wike and his associates from the party's campaign council. He said that people that address the press must have their reasons for withdrawing from the Presidential Campaign Council, and he will not speculate as to what those reasons may be. On the calls for the resignation or removal from office of the national chairman, Atiku stated that the decision for Dr. Iyorchia Ayu to resign from office is personal to Ayu, and neither him nor anyone else can make that decision for him. He added that now that the nation is currently in the throes of a multi-dimensional crisis encompassing insecurity, economic meltdown, disunity, and mutual distrust, and educational dislocations, to mention a few, he has a plan to address these issues, having been given the ticket to lead the party in the next year's presidential elections. Atiku declared that every single person who loves this country as he does is needed for the tasks that face Nigeria ahead as a nation, and this includes every member of the PDP. He therefore appealed to Wike and his allies to retrace their steps and be part of the campaign council. The Albino Foundation has called on political parties to carry their members along in the scheme of things as the political campaign is about to kick off. Speaking at a news briefing to herald the 2023 political campaign, founder and chief executive officer of the Albino Foundation, Jake Ekpele, noted that in all, persons living with disabilities form about 15% of the Nigerian population, and thus requires an all-inclusive political process that will enable them participate fully in the electoral process. Clearview TV's Gloria Atta has the details.
With less than 7 days to the official commencement of public campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections in Nigeria, the Albino Foundation, a non-governmental organization which advocates for the recognition and respect of the rights and socio-economic inclusion of people living with albinism and other vulnerable groups such as persons with disabilities, has called on all political parties and their candidates to strategize for an all-inclusive campaign that will help carry their members along. Speaking at a news conference this Wednesday in Abuja, the founder and chief executive officer of the foundation, Jake Ekpele, noted that persons living with disabilities form about 15% of Nigeria's population and therefore require an all-inclusive political process that will enable them participate fully in the electoral process. He added that a PWD inclusive campaign will break societal barriers and amplify their voices in the society.
I want to further emphasize the need for politicians, political parties, candidates. Please practice true inclusion by making sure that your campaign promises, your campaign expectations have a visible, impactful component for persons with disability. Our numbers can make or mar your election. So don't take the numbers of persons over 25 million. About 16 million are eligible voters. So don't take our numbers for granted. Factor us in if you want to win.
As gatekeepers to political decision-making, political parties have a role to play in supporting disability inclusion in politics. Political parties aggregate and represent public interest and shape political agendas. To become more competitive, it is important for parties to adopt practices that increase inclusivity of underrepresented communities. These actions will help to build and maintain a broader base of constituent support and also earn citizens' trust.
While we commend INEC's efforts in engendering an all-inclusive political process throughout the development of a framework on access for PWDs, we urge political parties to adopt and improve on it for a broader participation targeted at persons with disabilities to have a meaningful voice in the political and electoral processes.
Ekpele also added that the foundation has developed policy guidelines and training components for the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), political parties and intersecurity agencies, which highlights ways of enhancing participation of marginalized groups in the country ahead of the 2023 polls. Some of the programs include a voter education campaign aimed at sensitizing persons with disabilities on their rights to vote and be voted for. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview Television.
Now it is no longer news that the Nigerian government is proposing a ban on the sale and consumption of pomo in Nigeria. The government is saying the consumption of animal skin has no nutritional value in the body, and the ban on pomo will also revive the country's economy and boost the leather industry. But this is a great delicacy enjoyed by many Nigerians. The proposed ban therefore raises great concerns. Clearview TV's Dorothy Monday, who was on the streets of Abuja, the nation's capital city, to get reactions of the people on the burning issue, brings us an update.
The decision made by the federal government to ban pomo consumption in Nigeria may have been shocking. It was echoed by the Director General Nigerian Institute of Leather and Science Technology (NILES) this Tuesday. This ban appears unpopular in some quarters, particularly the consumers. The Director General NILES Mohammed Yakubu insisted that this ban on pomo will revive the comatose leather industry in the country, as the habit of eating animal skin, which has no nutritional value, should be stopped to save the industry and boost the nation's economy. Let's get onto the streets of Abuja.
Not a good idea, because there are language that love, or there are ethnic groups that like the pomo as part of their meat. So, and though I won't say whether it has economic importance or not, but banning it is no good idea, because there are people that like it.
Banning pomo in Nigeria is not the best option. Besides, it's just meat. It's actually meat. Are you getting me? So it's not the banning it is not. I didn't see it as a reason or anything that's, I didn't see it as a fault. Are you getting me? So this, for me now, in my own point of view, the banning the pomo is not good. Are you getting me? But in my own point of view, that let them look into mineral resources. Yes, that can, help our economy. It's not this pomo business. It's not anything about pomo.
Pomo is a part of cultural heritage for our foods in different culture. And I think banning it will cause a lot of chaos in the country, because a lot of people, now that things are very tough, people don't have money to buy the meat itself. So the pomo is something as part of it. So I don't think federal government should think about that. Federal government should think of what our cultural heritage should be cultured and nourished, because pomo is part of some communities, some villages, their homes as part of their culture. So it's not proper to ban it. There's a lot of natural resources that federal government can rely on to make money and improve the economy, not pomo.
The Director General NILES, in collaboration with stakeholders in the industry, will approach the National Assembly and state government to bring out legislation banning pomo consumption, as Nigerians are the only people in the world that overvalue skin as food. Dorothy Monday, reporting for Clearview Television.